Sometimes it's that little bit of extra effort that makes all the difference in the world. Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome, mad creators, to the underground laboratory where we create robots, aliens, zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity. So those are the kind of things that I create, but it doesn't matter what type of work you create. If you are a creative person, I've got a question for you. Are you putting in that extra effort? Because that extra effort goes such a long way. And okay, sounds like we got mail. I'm sorry to kind of interrupt things right here, but you know, we get mail. Sometimes we want to check out, see what it is. So if you're not familiar, the way we get mail here in the underground lair is we have this system called the Vaculux. It's kind of like a vacuum tube system that goes throughout the underground lair, and it comes out right here. So let's see. We've got there's a little package in here. So we're going to see now. As you can tell, this package is fairly small. We can't send giant packages through the Vaculux, so we have to dehydrate everything. The Serkworker minions on the other end of the layer take care of all that. They send it over here, and all we have to really do, it's pretty simple. We just add some water. We bring that back to normal size. So why don't we do that? Why don't we add some water, get this thing back to normal size, and check and see what this thing is. Okay, so here we go. It is normal size now. Let me see. Let me get my knife out. Let's quickly open this and then we'll get back to the task at hand. But I always get excited when I get packages, so you never know what it's going to be. And I have no idea what this is. I wasn't expecting anything. It looks like a present. It's very nicely gift wrapped. Look at this. So I'm going to see what this says. So there's a note here. It says, "Dear Scott, happy holidays. We absolutely love working with you and everything you do. Love Tom and the DC team." Now, I know what DC is. You guys might not, but DC is Design Cuts. This is a company they partnered with. I've got a few products that kind of run through their marketplace. They are a digital marketplace. This is one of the places that I sell the Comic Maker Starter Kit, or the Comic Maker Toolkit rather. The Comic Maker Starter Kit you can get for free if you want. I'll just mention that. But if you want a little extra, the Comic Maker Toolkit has all of the cool stuff you need to make comics. I'm actually working on another product with them right now that I don't know if I can mention it or not. But anyway, and look at this. There's some scissors here. So I got a little pair of scissors. So I have no idea what this is. I don't know if that's just ties in with the Design Cuts idea. Now I know Tom Ross, who is the CEO, president, the main guy in charge over there at Design Cuts. He's helped me out a lot, just mentoring and doing things like that. And he's done this kind of stuff for a lot of people, and he's just a very generous guy. And just the way he runs the company, the culture over there, everyone that I talk to over there is just like amazing to work with. I guess this kind of ties in. Well, let's be honest here, okay? Just to kind of break down the fourth wall and everything. I received this. This came in at the underground lair. I opened it up. I saw it was a box. I read the card. I'm like, you know what? This is something that I really should talk about. So I put it back in the box. Now I haven't opened this part, so this part is all new. So any surprise you get from me is going to be legitimate and genuine. I really wanted to talk about the idea of going the extra mile and putting in these little extra steps, because people remember that. It doesn't matter what business you're in. We're in the business of creativity. You could have two artists, and I've talked about this before. Say you have two artists that their skills are very similar. How does that person choose who they want to work with? And it's going to be the person that they like working with, the person that they get along with, the person that is not a hassle to work with. It's not a pain. The person that puts in little effort and things like that, delivers, ahead of time, all that kind of stuff. In many ways, that type of thing is more important almost than the artwork or, the product itself. And that isn't anything, and I mean, Design Cuts, they have the best products as far as digital, because they're I think they're the only one that I know of that has sort of this curated marketplace. So not everyone can just join. You kind of have to be, they only work with the best, which is kind of nice for me because they work for me. So all that is to say, well, let's just find out. I know I'm just sitting here holding this thing, and I kind of want to see what it is. So let's just unwrap this thing. Okay, so I got the ribbon off, so hopefully the rest will be easy. Let's open this top box first. All right. Oh man, look at that. So we've got some, this is like a nice little care package, because we don't get like food delivery here in the underground lair. So this stuff is gonna come in handy. So what we got? We got some honey roasted peanuts, a chocolate chunk cookie, and some truffles. I may have to go off my diet a little bit for that. So we got one more box here. So let's see what we got. Oh, we got more treats. Look at this, more cookies, oatmeal cookies. We got some trail mix and some gummy peach rings. Companies like Design Cuts, they just, I mean, they prove this time and time again. This is just one aspect of kind of the customer service that they bring. And a lot of it is just personal touch that they do. Like I talk about, anytime I contact them or whatever, and they're so pleasant, they're so easy to get along with. I remember there was one time that I had actually, on the Comic Maker Toolkit, I had uploaded, some of the files that I uploaded, I had some misspelling, and these were on my end. I turned in the files and everything, I noticed there were some misspellings. And I had called them up, among some other things, and asked if they could swap out the files with the new ones that I created. And then I went back a little later, and they weren't swapped out. And it was almost to the point where I didn't want to bring it up, because it's like I didn't want to bother them, because they're just so nice. I didn't want to seem like I was complaining, because everything they do is just amazing over there. But of course, I told them about it, and they took care of it and everything, and were so apologetic and everything. And this is something that I try to do, but seeing the way the team at Design Cuts, how they operate, it really makes me want to step up my game in how I interact with customers and with fans, whatever you want to call them, fans, or the community, mad creators, however you guys want to label yourselves or whatever. I really need to take it up a notch, and I pride myself as somebody who tries to be attentive, tries to answer all my comments. Usually, if somebody orders something in my shop, I try to put some extra things in there. Here's a couple anecdotes that kind of happened recently. So I had somebody contact me on Instagram who was curious about ordering something from my shop, and they were in the UK and everything, and of course shipping is crazy anywhere else. I assume it's the same way coming to the US, maybe not, but I know shipping outside, from the US outside, internationally, is just crazy expensive. So one of the things that I try to do is, I usually try to throw in some extra items and everything. There's really no way around it. The price is what it is. Unless you're Amazon, you can kind of cut crazy deals like that. There's really no way around that. But what you can do is, say you've got like a print or some original artwork, something that doesn't weigh a whole lot, that isn't going to add a lot to the cost of that package. You can add that in. I mean, it could be, say if the shipping cost from here to the UK is like $25, you could add, an original, like a limited edition print or something like that, that's maybe valued at, $25, $30, or an original sketch that can be valued anywhere from, like, who knows, $50 to $100. So, when they get that, it's like, oh wow, I don't feel so bad about paying that extra $25 for shipping, because look at this extra stuff I have. The person that contacted me, I say, there's no way around it. I will put some extra stuff, and they're kind of like, what extra stuff are you talking about and all this, and come to find out, this was like I think a 12-year-old kid, and it got to the point where I was just trying to figure different things that I could do and try to explain that I'm going to put extra things in there and everything. And then I was like, you know what, it might be easier, because I think they wanted a copy of the comic anthology that I did that have a lot of other artists, and some of those other artists are in the UK. So I said, maybe I can contact one of my friends who's also in the anthology that's in the UK that has a copy that they could ship to you for cheaper. A little bit after I mentioned that, I got the order. I guess they wanted me to sign it. That made me feel really cool, because it wasn't just the book itself, because they could have got it from one of the other creators in the book, but they wanted from me, they wanted my signature and everything. So I put a lot of extra things in there, and I don't know if they're watching this or not, but it probably didn't get to them yet, so there might be a little spoiler, so if you don't want to know. But I threw in like an original piece of artwork that's, it's a little more than a sketch, something that I would do for like Inktober or whatever. So it's that type of thing. It's people that are such fans that you really want to give back to when they do that. So, for people like that are really fans of your work, that you see them commenting all the time and everything, you really do want to give back. So when they place an order or whatever, I'm more than willing to do that. And there's another side to this. I think I just got another I got another, like a comment from somebody who just said, I'm a big fan, can you send me some mini comics? And it was like, and again, this might have been a kid, and sometimes you kind of give a little leeway to kids, but they were, I think they might have been in like South Africa or something. It's like, you know how much it cost me a lot of money to ship. I just can't do it. And plus, I had never seen this person comment before or anything like that. So, you know, just kind of coming out and just asking for something, that's not the way to go about this. I mean, you've got to kind of create a rapport with people. So whatever end of this you're on, whether you're the person, the creative person, or whether you're the person that it wants to interact with those creative people, you know, you get Facebook requests and things like that. And if I don't know the person, I don't usually follow them back unless it's like a friend of a friend or whatever. But all it would take is for somebody to just make an introduction, whether that's on Facebook or Instagram, and say, hey, I'm so and so, I like your work. And don't just say you like your work. I mean, you know, anyone can say that, especially if right after that comes with, can you give me something for free? Explain who you are, talk about who you are, what you do, and be a real person. And that's what this is all about. It's being personable, being somebody who gives back, being somebody that people want to interact with, that look forward to interact with, acting with. And you know, back to design cuts and them being an example, we all need to put in that little extra. And that isn't to say that, you know, just do like free work for people or whatever the case is. There are people out there that are looking for that type of thing, because I've had people that, you know, say, hey, I'm a fan, can you send me some free stuff? And then I've also had people that, you know, they basically come right out and like offer to help me with something. I have somebody who I've done a little bit of mentoring with, and every once in a while they'll come back and give me questions. I've met this person in person. They've come and helped me ship things for, you know, my Kickstarter and everything. And they're a patron of mine and all that stuff. And I'm more than happy to you know, sit down with them and give them advice or whatever on a one-to-one basis, because, you know, they came to me, you know, offering to help me with anything, wanting nothing in return. And that's kind of the thing. You know, I was not expecting this package to come. I wasn't expecting Tom to, you know, give his time, and his time is limited. He's running a company. Not only does he have design cuts, but he also has his own personal brand, The Honest Entrepreneur, where he does like a daily podcast, helps people with this kind of stuff. You know, he's just a super busy guy, and for him to sit down and like give me some advice and everything, but it's all cyclical, because the advice that he gave me, you know, I just kind of put back into the things that I'm doing, that I'm now selling on his platform. So sometimes when you give to people, it comes back to you. This type of thing, it just comes back around. So when I do these videos and I try to give you guys advice or share some of the things that I learned along the way, who knows? My hope is that, you know, in giving you guys this information and sharing some of the things that I've learned along the way, is that you guys will become better artists, and, you know, and then if you aren't already, become professionals. And then you guys will be the ones kind of running the show and everything. And who knows, you may come back to me and say, you know, you taught me a lot of the stuff that I've done. I want to give back. I've got this great project that you might want to be involved with. Who knows what could happen? But even if that doesn't happen, I think we need to share a little bit more, put in that effort, and not expect anything in return. And just the laws of nature, or whatever you want to call them, I think it's all going to come back. You don't have to expect it, but I just know from experience, when you do that type of thing, it does come back to you in one way, shape, or another. And so, I don't know, Tom, if you're watching this, thank you. Hopefully I'll get a chance to see you and Matt if you come back to Creative South. I think it's in April. I'm looking forward to going out there, and I'm looking forward to rolling on this next kind of project that we got going, and I got a lot of other stuff that I want to share with you and with the whole Design Cuts team. And I also want to urge anyone that's watching this, I will put a link to Design Cuts in there, because they are a fantastic company. If you are looking for design resources, I don't know what, they've always got these amazing bundles. I've talked about them before on the channel, but if you want just a bunch of really cool stuff for a really reasonable price, I don't know if it's still running. there was like a font pack with just amazing fonts. And they've even got, now they've got like a $5 bundle. So they've got just amazing products out there. And I'm not saying that because my products are some of them. So just go check it out. Maybe get something. It doesn't have to be something I produce. There's tons of other products, you know, even this, like the gift and everything. The fact that they sent me something is just amazing to me, because I'm not making them a ton of money. I'm a relatively small distributor on their platform, and they have people that are just doing amazing stuff and have way more products and everything. So the fact that they just remembered me, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, because I think that they do realize that while right now, you know, I'm on that lower scale of the people that are on that platform, but I can grow, and as I grow, why would I want to work with anybody else when they've been so good to me? So that's the kind of thing you want to think about. Definitely go check out Design Cuts. There'll be a link, and pick up some really cool, awesome products. But so what I want to know from you guys is, what are you doing, if either now, or what do you plan to do to give back a little, to put in a little extra effort? And if you've been doing that for a while, are you seeing that kind of come back? And what's the reaction of the people that you're talking with? It really is amazing to just have the people that when you put something out there, the reaction to it, and every once in a while you get those emails or those messages on Facebook or on YouTube or whatever, saying thank you so much, you really helped me out with this, you helped me with a hard time. That's really a really amazing one, where people are having a really hard time and you help them with that. So yeah, and it's all about giving back. That's something that I really like to do, and I definitely, we can all step it up a notch. And you know, judging from this video and kind of the example that my friends at Design Cuts have shown me, I'm going to be stepping it up a notch too, and I recommend that you do that as well. So take away from that what you will and run with it, and hopefully you'll start giving back a little extra. And I will see you guys later. That is all. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Also, you can follow me at Serkworks on social media, and now you can support the work that I do on Patreon. If you like making comics, then go to Serkworks.com and pick up the Comic Maker Starter Kit. It's packed full of fonts, brushes, templates, and more. And best of all, it's totally free.